BI Engine is BigQuery's built-in kind of smart caching solution. It's got a reservation model, much like BigQuery does. You tell it how much data you can allow it to ingest. And as you're querying, it caches these tables or even output of functions on some cases, and it just stores it. So whenever you go back to pull it, it says, first, look, is it in here? Oh, it is. Go ahead and pull it instead of having to go directly back to BigQuery. So therefore, when it's not going back to BigQuery, it's not billing you for those slot hours you're using or that data you're processing. It just pulls it directly from the cache. So saving you some money there. And in BI Engine, you can tell it to grab a specific table, or can also be a view. And what we're looking at is if you're doing a function, it can go ahead and pre-calculate those much like a materialized view and yank that data, and it caches it for you. So if you're running like a regex function in this case, it can automatically pre-compute that and it's cached. So you're able to pull that without going back to BigQuery itself, and it saves you money and your performance goes up significantly. So if you've got something that's more complex, it's already pre-run and cached for you, so it pulls it. So that's one of the major benefits of BI Engine on this. The second one that we've recommended, and actually I've got a blog coming out on this here in a couple of weeks, is potentially looking at loading up your data into something else that's more performant, or that also gives you a flat rate cost versus a per query cost. Like for instance, my blog is covering it on using ClickHouse, which is a high performant data warehouse, but it doesn't scale anywhere near what BigQuery does. But if you're hitting those same things and same queries all the time, and you know that here's some data that's being hit a lot and you need it really, really fast, maybe good to look at something like ClickHouse. And which will essentially you're going to do is store your data at two places, point your Looker, your BI tool, Power BI, Tableau, etc., to ClickHouse instead and read from there and query. So it's going to come back really fast, and you're paying a flat rate versus a per query rate. Unfortunately, there's no way to really give you a good calculation on that. You have to look at your money. Am I spending this amount of money on it versus what it's going to cost to set this up? So you need to look at that, but it could be worth it in some organizations, especially you've got a very large Looker instance that is querying thousands of dollars of data per day. It might be very well be worth looking at spending $500 on ClickHouse instance or even Cloud SQL or anything else out there, because it's cheaper for a flat rate versus spending $10,000 a day on your querying. So those are the two options we give. So just summary, BI Engine, or look at using a third party or a first party solution that is not BigQuery, that has a flat rate and potentially a higher performance on query.
Also, at least for that first option, if you have BI workloads, first of all, isolate that into its own project and put that project on Enterprise Edition so you can use BI Engine, assuming you're going that route.
Or on demand for that matter too.
Oh, you can use BI Engine
on demand as well.
Okay, or that. So determine, we're actually going to send you some scripts that I believe it recommends. Just obviously there's some nuance that maybe you need to take into account, but we look at a project and we recommend a plan for you. So that'll be sent in our follow-up as well.